Hey man, say man, it seems it is that time already once again for me to talk about 4 Nights of the Apocalypse. Today we are looking at chapter 203, which is called Light of the Future, and for the cover image we get the moment that started this whole journey for Percival, when Ironside clipped Vargas right in front of him, and it happened so quickly that Percival literally didn't know what was going on. Look at how he stood, Ironside pointing up like he's telling him to look at the stars and shit. Tragic. So we're picking up where we last left off with Percival really pressing the question to Ironside. Yeah, answer the question if you can. I'm a vessel made by implanting a life spirit into a dead child, but what was that vessel even for? And at the same time, we see Diordora and the Isoldes coming up to where the battle is happening to, with Diordora just thinking about Ironside, and Ironside himself was just like, what are you talking about, bro? With Beltripe starting to get sick and tired of the back and forth, with Tristan then pressing him, talking about you had someone you wanted to protect as well, tells him about his daughter, and that because of Beltripe's descent, she ended up losing trust in Camelot and banished her to Anfuin. And we see that, like I said earlier, the Isoldes are on the other purgatory beast, Snark, I think that one is, to get up to the main battlefield. And Beltripe's not trying to hear none of that as he slashes at Tristan, again cleaving quite a bit of space as well. Hey, but Tristan reacted a lot quicker this time, because we saw that his wing got clipped, which is probably why he switched over to the demon mode to let it heal or whatever, if that's even a thing. With Tristan then pressing him again, talking about something. Yeah, but you took on Chaos to protect her though, and then went to slash at him, but it seemed the attack was parried. Oh no, he hit it as Beltripe got launched down. Wow, we just see Percival standing off against Ironside while Warden and Percical are just looking at this shit like, bro, y'all are on the field, do something. But it seems that it's just a case of Beltripe and Percival are just starting to tweak out with Warden and Warden herself, as she's asking, what on earth have y'all done? With Gopher suddenly in one piece wondering what. Oh no, because he's in the mindscape, but he's wondering what on earth is going on. But it seems that Chaos had grown so wild in their minds that it was reacting really, really weird. And we see in memories of Isolde and Beltripe that is being covered by Chaos. And Gopher theorizes that the Chaos is trying to transform itself to fully cover up the prodded memories. With Percival asking Gopher stating that something strange is going on, and Gopher asks, yo, what's going on? And Percival's just like, yeah, no, the 4 of them are just bugging, and we just see the 4 evils just not doing anything, just frozen like statues, literally. And Gopher's just thinking to himself, yo, what on earth is going on? This was not within the predictions, not on the bingo card at all. And we see that Chaos that has likely shut off their senses in order to hold off all their memories, and that the theory that the Chaos planted in the 4 is all one whole, with Gawain wondering who Percival's been talking to, and he just reveals that it's been Gopher. And Gopher asks if they can see what's going on, and they look at the 4 evils, and Gopher states that if they can peel the Chaos away from them, the 4 evils will be released from it, and that they could be turned into normal people once again. And Percival informs the others as well, and Gawain is on board with it, but it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, let's do that. How do we do that? With Gopher saying that the biggest problem is, yeah, they literally don't know how to do it. Like, how do you come up with a solution and just say, yeah, no, I don't know how to get that, gang? Like, real nigga shit, I do not know how to do this. And while Percival is preoccupied talking to Gopher, Gawain and Tristan sense movement and see that both Diordora and the Isolde are derived, with them all just, and Gawain obviously stating what everyone's thinking, Isolde, and that is just confusing. Hopefully they'll come up with something to call her so that it's not as confusing. Like I said, I was calling her Isolde at one point, and now I'm calling her Isolde Small. I think I'm getting confused too. Diordora immediately went up to go try to talk to Ironside, while Isolde Small went to Beltripe. And immediately Ironside, like, his body twitches and he just is on his knees like Dirk, while Isolde is banging on Beltripe's armor, calling out to him, and he takes off the helmet, and we finally get the face reveal. And yeah, this basically carbon copy of Escanor's wanted poster, which, you know, everyone predicted since from the silhouettes in Isolde's flashbacks. And I can't lie, this nigga still looks tough. I don't care what anyone says. Maybe if the mustache connected to his goatee as well to make it like a full goatee, then it will be a slightly tougher. But you know, as you guys all know, Beltripe is my goat as well. Regardless, his appearance is nothing to me. And he calls out to Isolde, calling her Izzy. Okay, that's what we're using, Izzy. We're calling her Izzy. Well, we're dividing it fully. No more half and half. Izzy, that's it. With Izzy crying in joy at seeing that it's worked, with Tristan also happy that, you know, yay, it's actually working. Gawain's just in the back thinking to herself like, this is going a bit too smoothly. With Ironside taking his helmet off and Diordora asking him to remember him as well. And Diordora looks up to Diordora and remembers him and immediately tells him to run, as we see blood coming from his eyes like he's about to activate Amaterasu. He pushes Diordora away, with Beltripe also starting to tweak as well, and Isolde grabbing onto Izzy to bring her back. And we see the War Dane just shaking her head, Pelagard foaming at the mouth. Oh no! And the knights are looking in shock as Gopher confirms to them that the attempt had failed and that the prodded memories were making chaos like go haywire, and that it turned big enough to swallow all their memories, including their own sense of selves, and that it was in fact the worst possible outcome. And we see the four evils are just there tweaking as Diordora is there on the ground stun locked, and Izzy is reaching out to her dad. I didn't know this turned into Power Rangers Mystic Force, because these niggas suddenly go ancient mystic mode or whatever and just transform. We see like Beltripe has fused with his sword in the arm. They've all fused with their weapons in some capacity, as we see Pelagard. This nigga's grown, bro. Arthur has gone too far. Pelagard was fine as the third Tren twin, man. He was fine as a little mini P.E.K.K.A. And then we see Ironside. He decided to choose the path of the Asurats. He has 2 additional arms now. And Worldane, I don't even know what's happened to Worldane. And Gopher's just like, yeah, no, again, we failed. The mission has failed. Abort. Get out of there. The knights are genuinely stunned at seeing this, and obviously the change in pressure of their magic, I'm guessing, as well. And Gopher tells them that nobody would really fault them for this, as they're destined to save the world, and that obviously just run. And that's where the chapter ends. Now, do I think that they are going to run away after this point, after getting to this point? These niggas are no bitch, man. They are not going to run at first. They may be 18, but all these niggas are freshly 18. You think that they are going to run away at the first sign of danger? No! Me personally, I certainly wouldn't have back at that age. I'd have been like, hey yo, no, I got so close. I'm sure with a little bit of a push, let's run it. Let's run the fade. But I say that, but Gawain will probably make the call to run away, with Percival being the least willing. Well, I say Percival. Well, Percival will probably be the least willing out of the knights to run. The people who would really be least willing would be Diordora and Izzy. But yeah, generally this was a pretty cool chapter in terms of, you know, we got to see the Beltripe face reveal. That is the most important part of this chapter. I hope you guys know this. But just seeing the reaction that Chaos had to the memories being prodded and even being bypassed to the point where the evils were remembering shit. I'm hoping that within that moment, if Percival had called out to Pelagard, he would have remembered the moments they had as well. But then just seeing Ironside realize that they were cooked and push away Diordora to keep him safe, as his last, like, you know, fatherly gesture. It was so lovely. And but then like I said, these niggas went ancient mystical. The way they transformed. Ironside had the extra arms popping out of his shoulders. Pelagard had spikes coming out of his head. World in his face just turned into a goddamn vortex, looking like one of Yugo's pools from Wakfu. And Beltribe, he just grew antlers, bro, and fused with his sword, like, and combined with his cape as well. I didn't even realize that. But regardless, I can't lie, these transformations, this is very Nakaba-esque, very Eldritch Horror. Now, me personally, I think Beltribe should have kept the cape, because the cape was, you know, the cape was the toughest part. Actually, I can't even say the cape is the toughest part about Beltribe's armor, because, you know, it's like there's not one thing about him that isn't tough. So me saying that implies that there's one part of him that is less tougher than the other. But anyways, my slight glaze aside, I can't wait for next chapter to see the level of strength these guys have achieved with these new ancient mystic mode forms. In terms of, do I want Lancelot to appear now? Yeah, I'm half and half on if Lancelot would appear. I don't think so, to be honest, because how on earth is he gonna get to Anfuin? I said before that he might just get there out of spite to kill. But honestly, realistically, how is he supposed to get to Anfuin? Let's be so for real. Unless he makes his own illusion and then remembers that what he's there for, and then just falls into Anfuin, and it's too convoluted for him to get there. I mean, Nakaba might do something that would make sense, but like, after all, it's his story. I say that, but would it really make sense? I want to see these guys actually squabble with it. We're not getting a chapter next week, so that's gonna be fun. Barely. I want to see the knights squabble with the evils, the perils, whatever you want to call them. I want to see just how far the ceiling is for the knights to get to in terms of clashing against the evils, because they are supposed to be the antithesis to the knights. So I want to, like, you know, I feel like now that they are in these new chaos controlled forms, I didn't mean to make that pun on purpose. It'll be great to see just the extent Chaos's powers will go on these guys now that they have no sense of self, and how unrestricted they'll be with their attacks and stuff. So yeah, that's my general thoughts on it. This is gonna be great. I believe this is also the last chapter of this current volume, if I remember correctly. So the next volume will start off with a banger that is 204, which we will get within 2 weeks time. So yeah, that's all I really have to say on this chapter. It was really, like I said, really cool forms. I liked how the prodding and stuff actually worked, and I don't really care if Lancelot does appear here for this moment, but I'd rather he doesn't, because we know how stupid strong he is already. I mean, we don't have an idea how much stronger he's gotten, but the point still stands. So yeah, that's what I have to say. Take care. Till next time. See you guys in 2 weeks. If you're here solely for the manga reviews, I'll have a video of some sorts prepared for next week. But yeah, see you then.